just to finish this little set, the tune that we played.
Thank you very much, and welcome all to Parliament House for this very auspicious occasion. I think it was very appropriate that the concert band performed first up so you can get to see what they're all about. I noticed a lot of people from the Derwent Valley that would already be familiar with the Derwent Valley Concert Band, but the concert band is here today because we're launching one of the greatest artistic endeavours to ever come from the Valley of Love, and that is the launch of the calendar. A very tasteful, and thanks very much to Sandra's magnificent photography, quite a good piece of art. And it was when Sue McLaurin was there one day and talking about the need for the band to raise some funds to go on another tour. She thought it would be a great idea to do a calendar, and she said, you know, would you help? And I said, of course I'll help. I'll put some money towards printing. I then spoke to my friend and colleague Rebecca White, who's the federal member for Lions, and said, can you put some money in, which she did as well. So we'd covered that off, and so the project then began. And anyone that knows Sue, once something starts, it just grows, and it was all happening. She'd booked shooting, and she'd booked everything to come together, and dates were set, and people were ready to take their clothes off, and it was suggested that maybe I might be able to, you know, feature discreetly. And one of the greatest honours I have as being a member is being patron of this fine bunch of fully clothed people. But so that's how it all began. So we had a photo shoot at a friend's property. Peter and Jen Wade made their rustic barn and all the background we needed for some lovely photos available, and the whole thing just began in earnest. And once we saw the proof photographs that Sandra had done, we thought, well, these are really nice, and Sue wanted to do it in black and white, and so we increased the quality of the paper. So, you know, we thought it looked better in a better gloss, you know, good quality paper, and that's how the calendar began. The whole idea of doing it in black and white was something that Sue thought would make it a little different, and it did. And when I've seen some of the shots in colour, it's quite scary, so it's probably frightening indeed. So yes, my small part in the calendar is for some reason in the shortest month, in February. So I, along with the other trumpeters, Arthur up the back, and Doug, Adrian, who's not here, we're only on the wall for 28 days, which you know, breaks our heart a bit because some others get 31. But that's, you know, that's how it is. So anyway, it's a really great calendar. It's a really great project, and the Derwent Valley Concert Band wants your support because it's a big project to travel to Ireland, and just the way they do it as a group, this all helps lower the big costs. So it helps every member that's going. So I think there's stuff there, there's stuff there. Doug actually looks quite good in colour. So there he is in black and white. So ideal Christmas present. and a calendar with a purpose, because it really does help these wonderful people, and there's a whole lot more of them, represent Tasmania on the international stage, which, you know, for a $20 calendar is a hell of a lot of value for the state of Tasmania. Lyle is so that timed out well, so I'll hand over to Lyle to talk a little bit more about the band, and then Sue will talk a little bit more about the project.
Got started in the music staff room at New Norfolk High School in 1993. So our fearless leader and father of the band, Leighton Hodgins, was the music teacher there at the time, and he had the vision, came to him. This is what was required in the valley, because he had lots of kids going through the school who were players, and they got to the end of their time at the school and there was really nowhere else to go. Right back at the very beginning, part of that vision was the travel component, to tour overseas, to provide those kind of opportunities for the children particularly, and adults I guess. So we have then since made 10 trips overseas. So through generally our own pockets, a little bit of fundraising, never really had to happen very often, except the unusual one to Denmark in a hurry. Now, the situation's different. It's beyond most of us to actually pull out the amount of money required. The tour's in 2027. We are heading off to an event, the World Championships of Marching Show Bands. So we go somewhere, we compete in the championships, and then we go and wander off. We've done 10 trips overseas. We've played in 15 countries. So that's where we're at. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping us out.
So I wanted to do a band calendar for probably about 20 years. And I was originally going to showcase our beautiful valley, all the autumn colors, excuse me, the autumn colors, the River Derwent, the snow at Mount Field. Somehow, over the course of a few weeks in June, that morphed into the idea of a nude calendar. We reckon we have more impact and hopefully reach a wider audience. I was a little bit apprehensive when I first floated the idea to members, so I reminded them that they like to get dressed up. We do a lot of theme stuff and we go all out when we get dressed up. And then I said, how do you feel about getting undressed? And yeah, we had 19 band members put up their hands to strip off, which really surprised me. And we're lucky to have a photographer in the band family, Sandra Rice, who's the wife of our euphonium player. Where are you, Sandra?
Right at the back.
I asked her if she'd be interested in taking pictures of a bunch of band nerds of all shapes, ages, and sizes with no clothes on. And she said yes, immediately. She put the band members at ease when we're in some fairly compromising positions, and you can see the results in the images. We couldn't have produced such a classy and professional-looking calendar without her expertise and attention to detail, and that included a few nips and tucks in the editing too. Yeah, I had an idea originally what I wanted the calendar to look like, and that was for each image to be arty, to showcase the instruments and reveal personalities, and with a bit of humor thrown in, and Sandra nailed it right away. That's great. The outdoor shoot was bloody cold and the water was freezing. So you'll have to get calendars to see all that. So it's more than a calendar for your wall. It also has lots of information about our band, including past trips, general band info, events that we do annually, and some of the band highlights over the years. The calendar blends artistic vulnerability with musical passion, showcasing the Derwent Valley Concert Band's commitment to excellence and community spirit. The calendar is more than just a fundraiser. It is a statement of courage, unity, and artistic expression. The calendar is the first step in a journey to the World Marching Championships in Ireland, with an aim to building anticipation and community support over the next 2 years. I think that sums it up quite well. So, please help yourself to coffee and sweets, and also have a chat with some of the band members. You may or may not recognize them with their clothes on. Yes, we'll have a bit of a break and coffee, and then we'll have a few bits and pieces of music.
And do buy a calendar, because you won't see a better collection of dates anywhere else.
So my history with the band goes back to its inception many decades ago now. And so I've really grown up in the band and with many of these people, and it's very dear to me. And the whole story, I know we've touched on, the humble beginnings from the New Norfolk High School students through to 10 international tours and winning the state, the national, the European championships twice, playing at Mary's wedding in Denmark, and just this wonderful trajectory from this little town in Tasmania. And not a lot of people know about this story, I don't think, and I think they should, because it's just the best group of people, and they're all so humble. When my dad got sick and passed away, the way the group just came around my dad and my family was just, we couldn't have done it without them. So we filmed a living wake where everyone performed and Dad gave a speech, as he loved to do, and then when he passed away they shut the main street and 99 musicians marched ahead of the hearse. It was just such a wonderful family of people. So capturing all that in this story is just sort of really shows the meaning of this community and the importance of community and music and in life. It has had less younger people coming in recent years, and when we looked into that, we saw that there just aren't the music teachers or the music education happening in the state schools that there was. So it's a really sad state of affairs. So we sort of realised, well, we need to do something about this. So the band brilliantly came up with this idea for a learner program. So we've been these amazing musicians have been volunteering their time to tutor local beginner children and adults in music, and we've really grown this learner program, which I'm very proud to coordinate now. And I just think this is a really wonderful trajectory and story, and brings a light to an issue that is not just here but all over the country, and in fact it's also happening in America and the UK, just this decline in music education. So I really want to show how important it is through this really raw and rich story that's very personal. So yes, there is a film, it's called A Town Without Music, which comes from a quote my dad said to Ray Martin on A Current Affair in 2004, where they said, why bother? And he said, why bother? He's like, because a town without music is like a body without a soul. And I think that's very true. We've been working on this since 2013, and we're just seeing the light. It's planned to come out next year. I have got a distributor on board, which is very exciting. I have a wonderful producer in Sydney and an excellent editor in Melbourne. So we're all over the place. But yeah, we're really at the pointy end now. I'm finishing the final cut next week, and very excited to share it with the world. But we've just applied for $180,000 from Screen Australia to finish it. We have had a Documentary Australia supported crowdfunding, if you like, where the community we've got $35,000 from that, I think, which has just been amazing. But we do have a little bit more to get, just to get the final edit finished and all the stuff that comes with that, the legal costs, the colour grading, the music rights, that's a big one. I guess in short, if hopefully Screen Australia come through, but we do have the Documentary Australia website. If you go there, it's A Town Without Music. We are still raising money for that, just to get the last bit over the line. Really excited to show you all. It's really coming together.
Thank you.